between South America and Canada, they made North America what it is as far as the United States economically. South America and Canada made the United States into a rich country, into a rich, complacent country of consumers. So for Trump to wage tariff 25% on Mexico and Canada, for Trump to try to extort Greenland, to derogatory Canada as a annexing it with satire by shitting on their integrities. That's what Trump is doing to Canada, is shitting on their integrities of Canadians by calling them the 51st state with his satire of a sense of humor. Because Trump has a shit hole of a blow of a mouth. He likes to shit on everybody. And so he denigrates Canada with indecency, calling it the 51st state, calling the president of Canada the governor of Canada, meaning that with his satire that Canada is already part of the union. You know, that he has to grovel at his feet, you know? So between Canada and South America, they made America, the United States, into a rich country within the Americas. You know, within the Americas, between Canada and South America, the United States became rich and complacent in the Americas as a consuming nation. With the world reserve currency, we have trade deficits with the rest of the world because we're busy leveraging our fiats with speculations on Wall Street to allow us to have the world reserve currency as the petrodollar. So we have a trade deficit with every nation because they can't afford to trade dollar for dollar with us when it comes to purchasing power parity. So the rest of the nation's currencies throughout the world is inferior compared to America's currency. So, of course, the whole world has a trade deficit with America when it comes to purchasing power parity of their currencies. So Trump doesn't realize that we're in a position not to derogatory the rest of the nation's economies and to tariff the rest of the world, but we should be rejoiceful that the world has embraced our economic system, that we don't need to shit on the rest of the world with indecencies of Trumpy-mania economics madness. So yeah, Trump is just a perfect example how America's greed has gotten out of control when it comes to politics. Trump is a perfect example, not realizing why the rest of the world has trade deficits with us. It's not because they're raping us, our economic system. It's not because they're raping us. It's because we have pegged the world supply of gasoline with our currency. So that gave us an advantageous positioning to have the world's most powerful purchasing power parity currency in the world, the American greenback. It made our currency the most powerful currency in the world. So yes, the rest of the world, when it comes to their inferior currency purchasing power parity compared to ours, they can't compete with ours. So they have what you call a trade deficit with us. And so it doesn't mean that they're raping us. It means that dollar for dollar, they can't trade evenly with us because we like to float our currency as the world's most powerful currency. So yes, the rest of the world can't trade dollar for dollar with us because they can't compete with the purchasing power parity of their sovereign nation currencies compared to the United States currency. So to have a president that has a warped sense of economics theory and thinking that the world is raping us, that the world is taking advantage of us, and now we have to rape the world is a warped sense of economic history. In reality, America has colonized the world, and we took advantage of the world economic system after World War II. We made the rules of the world-based rules economic order after World War II. We helped construct the United Nations from the League of Nations. We set up the World Bank. We set up the IMF, the Bretton Woods all of that was set up by America's leading the world with the world most advanced super weapon. After World War II, America was a superpower, was the world undisputed superpower after Harry Truman bombarded Japan. Not only did we colonize Taiwan, Japan, South Korea after World War II, and we also has dollarized some South American countries, like Panama, been dollarized almost since 1904, right? When we built the Panama Canal, we dollarized Panama as a colony, economical colony. Then in 2002, 2000, in the 2000s, Salvador and Ecuador became dollarized, and then we were trying to dollarize Argentina with Malay as a professor puppet for the Federal Reserve, you know? So we've been taking full advantage of the world economic system over the rest of the world. We have been getting wealthy with speculation stocks through Wall Street, while we outsource all our corporations to Asia economical colonies like Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, and the Philippines. So America's been getting rich and spoiled off the rest of the world and off of the rest of the world's countries' economic systems. We've been basically setting up the world-based rules how world economics is supposed to function under the American hegemonic super world power. After we bombarded Hiroshima and Nagasaki with Harry Truman, we showboated on the world stage as being the most powerful nation on earth. After we rebuilt Western Europe from the ruins of World War II, when the baby boomers came back to America, we helped rebuild Europe. So America's been living off the world economic system ever since World War II. America's been living off the world economic system with imperialism. And so to have a president that doesn't see it, that thinks that the world is raping us, that the world is taking advantage of us, is lying, is delusioned from true history, from true economic history. Trump is delusional. He doesn't see how America is orchestrated the whole economic system after World War II to the present day. America, through the stock exchange, props up the petrodollar or the world reserve currency. And so to have a leader like Trump to antagonize the rest of the world, like the rest of the world is going to get tariffed 100% for the third world regions if they dare decouple from the American greenback. That Trump will tariff the third world into 100% starvation status. 100% tariffing the third world. Can you imagine? Starving the third world into, genocidically starving them with 100% tariffs on the third world regions if they dare decouple from the world reserve currency. So he's willing to use tariffs as economical genocide on the poorest nations on earth throughout the third world, with 100% tariff on them if they dare try to liberate themselves from the pyramid scheme or the greenback or the almighty dollar. And then he's trying to divide the European Union for the love of greed and tariff them into submission. Already Germany is faltering and France is faltering because of Trump's and Steve Bannon fascism, because they're bankrupting Germany and France. Trump caused the Brexit movement. Trump wants to divide and conquer Europe for the love of money, the American currency. He wants to divide and conquer the European Union for the love of greed. Now he wants to invade and take Greenland by force. And he jokes around about making Canada the 51st state of the Union. That President Trudeau is Governor Trudeau. And he wants to tariff Canada 25%. Probably more. But Trump is a perverted kind of economic theory. He's perverting the truth of history to warp it into to fit his movement, which is fictional. We've been living off the world ever since World War II. America has been living off the world as a world hegemonic power. We've been living off the world. Economically, we made the whole world dependent on gasoline petrodollars. We made the whole world dependent on gasoline petrodollars, the greenback. And that's how we maintained our purchasing power parity to devaluate every other nation's currencies and to give nations runaway inferior devaluations of their currencies by controlling the IMF, the WTO, the Bank of Settlements, the World Bank, the SWIFT system, even the Moody's system. So America has a monopoly economically on the world stage. But Trump warps the truth of reality to fit his own narratives of his mega movement. And he makes it seem like the world is raping us and the world is taking advantage of us. And it's far from the truth. He's warping the true sense of economic history in this nation ever since World War II. He's warping it to think that the world is taking advantage of us. But in reality, we took advantage of it economically. After we dropped 2 nuclear bombs on Japan, we took advantage of the world stage of being the undisputed world superpower. Economically, we made the whole world dependent on buying gasoline with our currency globally. After Roosevelt pegged the House of Saud and flunkied OPEC to sell gasoline in American dollars, or oil, petroleum in American dollars. So we raped the whole world economically. We took advantage of the whole world by colonizing it economically. By pegging fossil fuels to it, we made the whole world economically dependent on our world economic system that America, after Bretton Woods set up, after World War II set it up so America can control the World Trade Organization, the International Monetary Fund, the Bank of Settlements, the World Bank, the SWIFT system, the Moody's system. All of that is controlled mainly through America politics. And so for Trump to step on the scene and not see it that way, it's disrespectful to the rest of the world. He's like an abomination of pure gluttony. How America done woke up derangement in Trumpy mania for the love of greed, for not recognizing the true economic history of America after World War II. When it comes to studying economics, any economic major would tell you that America took advantage of the world economically by pegging our currency to the dependency of oil throughout the world, oil and natural gas. By pegging our currency to it, we colonized the world, every country throughout the world. We colonized every nation's currency to be inferior purchasing power parity of their sovereign currencies compared to our greenbacks. So it's mind-boggling to hear the gluttony of Trump, not recognizing the true sense that we took advantage of the world economically, that we've been raping the world economically, that we've been unfettered capitalists on the world stage as a world sole superpower economically. So if anything, the world should be mad of us, not us mad of it. So if anything, Trump is disrespecting Canada. He's disrespecting South America. He's disrespecting the European Union. He's disrespecting, extorting Japan, South Korea, and their businesses. Trump is a gluttony of greed on the world stage. He shows the world what's wrong with America's greed. Trump is like the god of gluttony, of greed for the love of money. He's the pure abomination of greed and gluttony for the love of money. That's what Trump is.